The last remnants of the unexplored. A never-ending expanse of darkness. Here, at the edge of the universe, I look into the abyss and...
Batman!
I'm standing here with Phillip Ring from TT Games to talk about a game that you're really spoiling it with the title. You're going beyond Gotham this time, Lego Batman 3. Tell us a little bit about the idea there in not setting it in Gotham and rather going somewhere else.
Sure, so we kind of left Lego Batman 2 with a bit of a cliffhanger, so a bit of a spoiler for anyone who's not got there yet. Brainiac shows up at the post-credits, and we knew that we wanted to do something different. We wanted to go into space. So this time round, beyond Gotham, very early on, you build a bat rocket, you go into space, and that's really where our story takes us. We wanted to go to some really cool locations. The DC universe is filled with some brilliant places, so we've kind of thought, you know what, we've done Gotham City in Batman 2, let's go big. So we go to places like the Watchtower, and then we go to other places like various Lantern worlds, really digging into the DC world, going, you know what, let's do something really cool. We introduced these characters in Batman 2, but Batman 3, let's make them a big part. Let's go really early on. You play as these characters, you kind of see them in a different light that you may not have seen before, and we go to some really cool locations with it as well.
And I guess the Lego formula, you got it down, you got it nailed down, but really this space thing offers a little bit of a twist on that whole sort of what we're used to in terms of like the platforming and the sort of the straightforward gameplay that you find in these games.
Yeah, very much so. We're always trying to kind of up it and do something new and different for each title. When we were saying like, right, we're going to space, what does that mean for us? So we thought early on, you know what, we've had vehicle levels, we've had the Batmobile driving around, let's go big, let's do something different. So when we go to space, there's an entire section where you're flying around the Watchtower, you're having to blow up all these Joker chattering teeth, and then sticks of dynamite, and then he sends in this boss, which is like basically like a Jack-in-the-Box, but he's in a missile. So really kind of want to have lots going on, lots blowing up, loads of these cool power-ups as well, so you can get shields, you can get lasers, you can get this smart bomb which wipes out everything on the screen, which is a personal favourite, and kind of really want to do something a bit different. And what's great for us is we're showing this here, but that's actually only one of the first sections that we have like that. So where we're going into space, we go to different locations, we get to do different types of these, so a lot of cool things to come, and space really kind of gives us that flexibility, do stuff that we haven't done in the past.
So like a genre mix, if you will. You're adding in that shmup thing going and things like that. But if we also look, I mean, there's also something going on with Batman himself. You know, we're impressed of greatness here. He's got a new suit on, and that's going to mix up that sort of gameplay as well.
Yeah, very much so. So we've had things like the suit swappers in Lego Batman 1 and 2, where you jump in and it changes you to a new gadget. This time round, we wanted to not only give players the ability to change whenever they want. So I love the spacesuit, I want to be the spacesuit, I can change into Batman's spacesuit, fly around, use his laser, do all the cool things. But we also want to give it to other characters as well. So Joker and Lex, as well as Batman and Robin, also have these suit wheels. So the idea being that they've kind of been working on their own gadgets to kind of compete with Batman and Robin. And we've also given it to Cyborg, because he kind of really makes sense from a DC perspective and the lore to go, you know what, he should have that ability too. So he can turn into a giant form of himself. He even has a stealth suit, which he turns into a little washing machine, but being Cyborg, he can still injure people as a washing machine and can still fight back. So kind of want to have a lot of fun with the characters, but also give them this flexibility and go, you know what, give gamers the ability to go, I want to be this character, I want to be this form, and kind of mix it up in that way.
So what does that mean for sort of the level design and puzzle design? Because I mean, switching at certain points is sort of being key to that. How do you still keep it like? How do you design this game with this in mind?
Sure. So the designers do a fantastic job. We basically have this idea where we're kind of working on the games going, you know, what tools are we going to have to be able to build these levels? So with things like the Batman spacesuit, you can actually fuel it up. So it's got a fuel canister on the back, so you've got a limited amount of fuel. So you kind of have to figure out where you're going to need to use it, what's the best way to do it, how's the best way to get through this puzzle. But what's also great for us is being a Lego game with collectibles and things like that, we want to upgrade the suits. So you can then upgrade the suit and get a better version, which is actually infinite flight and just kind of go have at it. So giving that flexibility with the design to go, you know what, let's make it challenging for the player, but then also give them the ability to kind of basically go into kind of a superhero mode and go, right, now I'm pretty much invincible, let's have some fun with that as well.
Yeah. So I guess we're talking about collectibles, we're talking about unlocks. You've already said 150 characters. Are you running out of characters in the DC universe here, or what do you have any favorites that sort of odd ones? strange ones.
Yeah, very much so. Lego Batman 2, we kind of introduced the DC universe. Now we're digging in. This is our kind of love letter to the DC world. So we've got some brilliant characters in there. We've got people like Plastic Man, Bleeze, one of my personal favourites, Batmite's going to be in the game, so he's there, but also with other sort of characters and abilities. Robin can actually call in Toy Wanda, which will help him through the levels. So we really kind of want to go, you know what, the DC Universe has this amazing cast of characters, let's dig in, let's show what we can do with it, let's kind of introduce these people. So if you're a massive DC fan, you'll know where they're from. If you've never kind of read those comics before, we get to introduce these characters and go, hey, look at all these cool people you get to be in this game, and maybe it'll kind of get some people, spur them on to see what else is available and go, you know what, I love Batmite, where did he come from, and kind of find out the history. So
yeah, and I guess for someone who doesn't know it, the idea of a new mechanic to play around with the new character is really enough there. So
yeah, exactly. We always still want to make these games really accessible, especially to younger gamers. So when you've got these new mechanics with these new characters, we don't want to make them so complex that people can't get on with it. We still very much make a game basically for all ages. So the older DC fans will have like all the lore, the history, and then this new style of gameplay to get excited about. Younger gamers can still be really accessible, get into the characters, kind of have all the abilities and have all the fun that they'd expect from a Lego title, just set with this kind of brilliant DC story that we're going with.
As always, it's coming out on a multitude of platforms. I think it's 8 or 9, or can you give us the count?
Yeah, so we're actually coming out on Xbox One, PS4, 360, PS3, Wii U, 3DS, Vita, PC. Yeah, we want to kind of get it there as many hands as possible.
I understand the portable games are a little bit different, or is it the same game across the board?
Sure, so we're doing something a little bit different for the handheld. That's basically because we realised that gamers kind of on a handheld console, they need a different experience. They need that kind of drop in, drop out kind of ability to go, right, I'm going to play a bit of a level and then I'm going to stop and then I'm going to come back again. So we kind of tweaked the levels again. But what's great is the handheld games are looking fantastic. The team have done a fantastic job of pushing the engine and kind of really getting the most out of the console now. So when we've got these two kits, we really want to do something a bit special. So when we start to kind of show the handheld, we're hoping people are going to have a really good reaction to it. We think that people are going to be quite impressed with how it looks and how the game feels.
I think you're the studio with the most games on PS4 and Xbox One out there right now, and you're sort of just adding to that tally. What's your experience been like so far with the new generation of hardware?
It's great for us. We kind of knew when we were looking at doing the early games on the next gen. It was like, okay, how do we approach this? What can we do? What can these pieces of hardware do? And it's great because it's helped us to push our games. We get to do kind of more, have more Lego on screen, have more things blowing up, have more characters. But what's fantastic is the tech team do a brilliant job. So when we're really pushing things on Xbox One and PS4, it's actually helping all the other platforms as well. So we get to bring all those levels up and say, you know what, let's make it big. Let's do something really cool for 360 as well. So being able to develop on the next gens, actually helping all the platforms across the board and kind of really raising our game to go, you know what, let's make things bigger and better. Let's do things we couldn't do previously. Let's really push it and kind of do something new.
And this is your 4th one on that. Coming out in October, is that correct?
We're actually only a full 2014 release, so we're not going into any kind of further details with month at the moment. So full 2014 on pretty much everything under the sun.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your time.
Great, thanks very much. Thank you.